It's been kind of windy, although we haven't lost any trees. It's really been windier than this indicates. I mean, it's been windier than this right now. But I want to show you something on those. So the wind blows through these carports quite a lot, as you can see from all the snow. Right on the inside. This is the inside right here of the carport. But the thing I want to point out is it kind of looks like this leg here lifted up, because see how that one's about 4 inches high. This is about 2 inches high. This one's about 1 inch high. And I've got this this one I think was never pounded all the way in. And I've got this hole down here. But anyway, I bought more hole downs, but I'm not going to put them in today. I think that most of our wind is done with right now. And well, that's not a rebar, that's one of those guys' nails. That's what they pound in. I made this ladder because I got tired of walking over this slop, walking through this slop. So this helps a little bit, but it's too short. I need another ladder right here. I got to get ready for the cold weather. I'm going to siphon some water out of that tank for several reasons. Well, one reason, I don't want it freezing near the on top, you know, where the concrete is weak, and two, when I put I'll start my 500 watts, and then I figure the less water there is, the easier it is for 500 watts to make a difference. Look at the way that snow is done, like it's sagging. Lessons learned on the farm: cold weather. It takes the colder it is, the more watts it takes to keep water liquid. The bigger the water tank, the more watts it takes to keep water liquid. The cawing of crows carries nicely on a cold morning. At a cold night, the stars appear brighter and more numerous. When it's kind of cold, the water will form a thin skin on the top, which is easily broken and renewed. When it's very cold, the water will freeze solid all the way to the bottom. Not exactly a thin skin, but kind of a thin skin. Goes solid all the way to the bottom. It's hard to even get it out. I like these kind of bowls. One thing I don't fully understand, this is the fish tank, which I dropped my other camcorder in, and I'm not going to drop this one in. I've got at the end of this line here 1,500 watts. It's supposed to be. I'll check it later, we'll see. That would be like 10 amps or 12 amps, which it probably isn't. But you would think it would keep the ice above it off. But now this here, this bubbly, that's only got 250 watts, and then it's not all the way, provided, but it keeps the water, keeps it warm. I got a 250 watt heater in here. The air is sucking off of. I think both of these heaters I'm about to show you are 250 watts. This heater is keeping this amount of water liquid, and it's quite cold. It was like 5 degrees last night. This heater, same watts, is not keeping this amount of water liquid. But it does leave a hole above it. Actually, I busted part of that hole. It was even smaller. The ducks don't seem to care about cold weather. They have it's not clean, but it's dry. And they'd rather sit in the snow. Big boy doesn't seem to care either. He doesn't have any heat, but he does have a house to go in. Alright, so everybody's got food and water. The white goats, the mama goats and the babies, the fancy chickens down there. One chicken is broody, of all things. My laying chickens, the old chickens up in the cage, the ducks outside, and the boy goat outside. So now, I fed the outdoor birds too yesterday. Oh, there's a cardinal. Yay! I don't get much nice wildlife. Possum, skunk, well actually I'm not too bad on skunks. A lot of raccoons. Boy, he's playing hard to get. Oh man, oh well. A lot of raccoons, although you don't see them, but you see where they've been sometimes. A lot of possums. Here coyotes, again don't see them. Owls, there's a hawk I do see, but I usually just see his tail feathers, which are kind of striped. And what else? Oh, I got woodpeckers. There's a cardinal, I believe. I can just barely. It's funny how you can see color. I think I can just barely see a little red. There's a cardinal. Oh God, is that hawk or was that a crow? Holy cow! That's what I get. Oh, another thing. I got bunnies, but you don't see them. See their tracks. And although I haven't really seen a lot of tracks this particular snow, and don't have squirrels. Okay, so here's my apparatus for measuring amp pull. You can only look at one wire. You can't look at both wires. So that you can't I can't put it here. If I put it here, I won't get a reading. But if I put it on one wire, see it's pulling 7 3/4 amps. See if I hold it perpendicular, it gets closer to 8 amps. So it's pulling 8 amps. So that's about 800 watts. Say another thing, actually it's more than that, it's 880. So another thing about these, they tend to turn on when the temperature gets low and turn off when it gets high. I'll give you for example. This turns the heat lamps on when the temperature gets close to 34, and then it turns them off when it goes above 34. And there's something called a dead zone, which I don't remember. I forget what it is, but see, they're on right now. It's 14 degrees, they're on. So those heaters have a similar, let me see if I can show you what one looks like. Well, I can show you what two looks like. All right, there's one in this goat thing. You can see it right there. And I think that's a 250 watts. And there's one in this chicken house water, this one. Now, the one thing I don't like about these, they don't turn off until like 90 degrees. So this thing is warm. This water is bathtub warm, well, lukewarm. It's warm. And I don't need it to be warm. But that's the way they're, it's an off-the-shelf product. I can't change the thermostat. Now another thing on this, I got an egg that froze. It's not ruined, but it bursts a little bit when it's froze. I can't sell it. I'll have to eat it myself. So that was a duck egg. On this fish tank, I'd rather just have it stay on. But I think basically this one does stay on because, well, it's on. And this water isn't going to change the temperature very much. But I'll show you what that one looks like too. That one looks a little different. I believe this has a fairly small dead zone. It'll shut off like at 50 degrees or something like that. That's right there. That's more of a traditional American style. But it's hard to get exactly what you want. Now let's see, I've got water here. Now see, if I leave this water sitting here, it's gonna freeze. One thing I can do is put it in the barn. That'll slow it down a little. I was thinking about having a spare heater stick in here and keep water in the barn, but I don't have any spare heaters. Actually, I might have one, because I have one that I could put in this bucket, but it's such a small bucket. If they drink it down, it can expose the heater. You don't want that. I gotta get going. Oh, my hands are cold too. I don't have no gloves on. Let's see, I'm leaving all that. Where's my metering? Shit, what'd I do? Oh, it's in my pocket. I gotta be sure and turn that off, because that'll wear the batteries down, and they're just those button cells, the big button cells. I buy them cheap out of China, but ooh, that was slick. I buy them cheap out of China, but even so, it's a nuisance to replace them, and they probably don't last as long. I don't know. They work. The temperature is rising rapidly. Actually, it was at 18. Now it went back to 17, but it was 6 this morning, so it's rising rapidly, even though there's no sun. I don't know if it means, oh, there's a line. I saw that line before. What makes that line? Anyway, so I turned the main system to emergency heat below 15. So it's above 15. So I'll go ahead and turn it to heat pump. We've only got 30% humidity, but it's going to warm up, so I'm hoping this is the last cold weather we're going to have. You know, it'd be nice to have a building that was like 40 degrees. Had the animals in a building that would maintain 40 degrees. Then all their water wouldn't freeze, and I wouldn't have to worry about them so much. But that'd be expensive, I think. And we don't have natural gas. I don't have natural gas here. It'd have to be propane. I kept a fire going all night. It's not real wonderful right now, but it's still going. I also have this one going. It cycles, though it's not full time. This is a big house. See, this is a room we don't even hardly use. I keep the doors closed so because the dogs will poop in here. So I think nobody will notice. Now it says 19. Yay. So that's another thing about cold weather. The dogs don't want to poop outside. Especially the little dogs, period. The big dogs will. Oh, I have a lot of cardinals. Somebody had it posted online on Facebook or something. They had a lot of cardinals. They had more than this, but boy, that's a lot for me. One reason I have cardinals is somebody figured out how to harvest sunflower seeds, and they're selling them for a big bag for, $20. I like the snow. Covers up the junk, at least the small junk. But it's gonna go away. But I like the way the driveway is completely clear of snow, and then there's edges. The edges are piled up a little bit. I like that. I like going down this driveway and having those edges and having the clear road. But it's going away now. It's gonna warm up. One more pass, one last pass. I hope it doesn't. I don't have to plow this road again. I really don't mind the snow, but there's two problems. One is in the morning, early in the morning, it usually snows at night, so then you gotta plow early in the morning. And the other problem is cold. And another problem is freezing rain. I don't like freezing rain. But I like the snow. I think it looks nice. Well, I really can't see a thing in this viewfinder. Pond's frozen. I got so much work to do that this snow is delaying me from doing. I guess maybe that's another reason I like it.